Hi, sweetie pie. While I'm waiting for that to upload. Hey, there's Munchie. Look at Munchie right there. Can you see Munchie? I love that little girl. She's giving herself a bath. Hi, Munchie. There's Munchie. Right there's Munchie. That's my baby Munchie. Okay. So while I'm waiting for that to upload, I'm going to read you another book, a different kind of book. This one was on the shelf. This wasn't one in the stacks, in the bundles of the themes. So this isn't this week's themes were insects and retold or a twist on fairy tales. So this is just called, not just, it's a beautiful book. It's called Circle. And I want to get you the pictures without the glare. Circle by Jeannie Baker, because it looks like beautiful pictures in this book. But let's begin. There's a boy laying on his bed. He has a book, a globe, and a table that wheels, and a wheelchair. And he says, I wish I could fly. And here's the cover page. Jeannie Baker, Circle. And the subtitle is, In its lifetime, a godwit will usually fly farther than the distance from the Earth to the moon, which is amazing. Amazing. And Munchie has something to say about that. Okay, now these, I'm going to just hold these slowly so that you can see, because these are really beautiful pictures. There's a boy with binoculars at the beach, and it looks like his mom has wheeled him down the boardwalk. You're at the beach right now as I'm reading this to you. In a place where mud and sand become sea, and just before I turn the page, look at all the flocks of little birds that are taking off. Beautiful. In a place where mud and sand become sea, a godwit with white wing patches flies up with his flock. The moment is right for the long journey north. Look at this. Beautiful. It's really a beautiful picture. I'm trying to do this so that make sure the camera gets it. Wow, what beautiful art in this book. Let me turn on the light and see if that's a little better. Be right out there, guys. Hi, baby. I'll be right with you, Munchie. The moment is right for the long journey north. The boy is watching it with his binoculars in the wheelchair. The flock flies high above the clouds, chattering at times to help stay close together. Each bird takes a turn to lead the way. Look at that, high up above it. There's the shore. This is the water. These are trees. Wow, that's beautiful. They follow an ancient, invisible pathway for 6 nights and 6 days until they know they need to stop. Can you imagine 6 nights and 6 days? Well, judging by how little you sleep, I think you could imagine it. But that's still quite a lot. The flock floats down beneath the clouds, each bird looking for food and somewhere safe to rest. But the places they remember are gone. Look at that. There once were trees and ponds and landing places, and now nothing but a city. Where can you eat there if you're a bird? Where can you eat? It's just metal and concrete. And smoke and dust. They search in wider and wider circles. Eventually, the godwits find a safe stretch of mud. It's not a very appealing place. There's trash on the shore, but hopefully it will have what they need to eat and be safe. At low tide, the mud teems with food. Oh, that's good. The godwit with white patches eats day and night. Days turn to weeks, and still he eats until his body is swollen with fat, and it's time to move on with another flock. I just assumed that the flocks stay together, but how would I know? They're the people finding all sorts of things in the water, and they're the birds finding all sorts of things in the water. And they eat and eat and eat and eat until the little godwit is swollen with fat, and it's time to move on. So they'll have the energy for the long flight. Look at that. They go high, high up away from the shoreline where they were, that patch of mud or shore, high up above the clouds. That's amazing. This is one little bird. These are little birds. On and on, following the ancient invisible pathway until they reach their northern home. Okay, Munchie, I'll be with you very soon, sweetie. Now the godwit with white patches flies on alone, back to his remembered place. Okay, sweetie, she's holding on to me. She's hungry. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to learn more about these birds. I've never heard of them. Now, I'm going to read one more page and then take a break. He scrapes a shallow nest in the ground. Oh, weeka, 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 week. His singing rings across the land, dancing widely through the air in steep, twisting, graceful dives. Finally, he attracts a mate. Soon, the godwits guard 4 perfect eggs and then 4 newly hatched chicks, taking turns to keep them warm. Oh, this is a beautiful page. Look at this. He digs a hole, scrapes a shallow nest in the ground. There he is flying. And he's making his call sound, his song, and he attracts a female mate, dancing too. That's part of the mating ritual that attracts the female. His singing rings across the land, dancing widely through the air in sweep, twisting, graceful dives. Finally, he attracts a mate. Now, this is him, I suppose. And maybe this is the mate. I don't know. Sometimes the female is less colorful. Soon the godwits guard 4 perfect eggs and then 4 newly hatched chicks. And that's that picture. And that's where we're going to take a pause. And we'll come back to this when I take another gardening break and feed Munchie and all the rest. I love you, sweetie pie. I'll talk to you soon. And we'll continue this book, Circle, later on. I love you. Bye-bye, sweetie.